Alright guys, we're going to do a little mod guide here on a Nerf Rayven, but we're going to start by firing it stock over top of the chronograph. We got brand new batteries in it, and we're going to do a data set of 20 or 24. I'll post the numbers for you. Alright, go here. Okay. Number of shots was 12, high 78, low 42, average 53. So that's not terribly impressive, but let's go on in and get this thing back in the game. Okay, we're going to start by removing the screws from the case. Now I have already got a jump start on this before I turn the camera on. Oh, there's quite a few. As far as I know, they're all the same size. Whoops. Now we can butterfly this thing now. Sometimes, if it doesn't want to open up, the pin for this jam door is really, really stiff on some of them. So some of them you do have to fight with a little bit. There we go. Oh. Pay attention to the in-strike attachment. And then down here in the handle, there's two little guys that are kind of a pain in the rump. Just right here in the bottom, it's just two overlapping pins in these Rayvens that really can cause you some grief. There we go. You can see here I've started by removing some locks. We're just going to chuck those things. And we've got a clip lock here. Let me get that out of the way so you can see better. All right. That's the electronic lock for the mag. This is the electronic lock for the jam door. Okay, and then the micro switch to rev it is right there. So we're going to go in here. We're going to get rid of all of that, wire a straight, clean, new circuit, and I'll get back with you once I get all this stuff taken apart. As you can see, we've gutted all of the electronics now. And I just want to point out a couple things here. This lead, I left the yellow wire. That's your positive coming off your battery case. Okay? This one with these three little wires, which we're going to desolder in a minute. This one is your negative. There's one in the center that nothing's connected to, which is also a positive, so if you wanted to convert it to run on, say, two truss fires, and not have to carry dummy batteries in the case, all you would have to do is move your positive lead for your new circuit from here to there. Okay, you see we've got the flywheel cage. And the first thing I did was pull the rubber retainers for the motors off. Now we're going to desolder these. Okay, we've got rid of all the old stuff and put in our new leads. Now the front is the positive terminals on the battery and the rear is the negative. So anyway, I've got a little box here that holds 3 AA's. Just for the sake of testing this circuit, we're just going to jump it real quick with some alligator clips and throw a dart through there just to make sure that everything's working right. And this is on a switch, so. And it looks right to me. So, there you have that. Let's go a little farther and start finishing the circuit. Okay, as you can see here, we've got our wires on our motor cage now. Negative is going to run back down to here. Positive is going to run to the upper lead on the micro switch, and the lower is going to run to the positive on the battery, which we have hooked up to our pack just to test it. So if we rev the switch, the flywheel should go. So now we're going to disconnect from the pack, solder our positive, solder our negative and put it back together. Okay, as you can see, we got everything all buttoned up and taped up and heat shrinked. Again, positive from the front of the cage to the center contactor on the micro switch. The low one out to the positive battery terminal here. The negative routes back and through to the negative terminal. That's it. Now, guys, this is not a LiPo build. It would be okay for truss fires, which we're going to demonstrate here in a few minutes. But you're going to find out here in just a second that even this running stock batteries is going to make a marked improvement. As you can see here, we've got our Rayven all buttoned up, and let's go ahead and hit the Crony. This is 4 standard alkaline AA batteries. Okay. That was over 16. Our high was 72. Our low was 45. Our average was 60. So a bit of an improvement there. And we're going to go ahead and throw a couple of truss fires in this thing and see if we can't get that muzzle velocity up just a little bit more. Okay. We've set this up with a few truss fires. So we're going to do one more Crony test and see if we can get this thing back to a competitive level. You're going to notice a big difference in the whine of the motors off the truss fires. Okay. The truss fires, our number of shots over the average was 20. Our high was 88. Our low was 57, much higher there. And our average, 76. So that's a huge jump from the 54, 53 that we averaged early on. So there you go, guys. A simple mod for the Rayven to get that old thing back in the game against these more modern elite blasters. Rate, review, like. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.